Welcome to Tiger Tropics. Today we are doing a product review and a setup in my bodgery way. The product today in question is the UV Vecton 400. Wow. Right, this thing here. Right, it's UV light. It's ideal for a 400 litre tank, which is why I'm going to be installing it on my Dual 450. Obviously, this unit is more ideal for a sump tank. I'll show you why. Well, instead of UV, actually there's a lot easier way of doing it. That is, cut the light duration down, don't feed so much, and you'll find that basically the high nutrients in the water won't be, triggered by the amount of light that's hitting it, which basically stimulates the growth of algae. Now remember, algae is not a bad thing in your tank. Algae is just something that basically is nature's way of balancing nutrients in your tank. If you get a lot of algae in your tank, it's because your nutrient levels are very high. And mine is very high because I've got these greedy pigs in the tank, which I'm trying to feed up, try to get them big, fastest I can. And I leave light on a lot. So what I'm going to try doing is, instead of the sensible thing, is install the UV light and see if that basically gives me the ability to have my cake and eat it. So, along this journey, a couple of points to be made. One, the 306 leaks. Don't know why it leaks. I changed the seal on it. It still has little drips. So I'm going to see, hopefully, if I can rectify that as we go along. Secondly, we're doing a bodge job on the connectors on the UV. So that could leak. I don't know. But I'm going to do my best and see if it doesn't. And you guys can watch what I do and see if I fail or succeed. So carry on watching. Thank you very much. See here, the connectors here are quite big. You'll find that it don't go in on, should I say. So, I mean, like I say, it's got a class 1 laser on it. No, it ain't. It's not a laser. But it's got a UV on it, as you can see there. 115 watt UV. And like I say, ideal for a 400 watt, 400 litre tank. I had a look to see what the optimum flow is through it. It's actually a pretty nice looking unit, you know. I had a look to see what the optimum water flow is through it, and it's 1300 litres an hour, 13 LH. It's designed by TMC, as you can see there, Tropic Marine. And yeah, I'm going to see how I can bodge it onto my system. So what I'm planning to do is, right there, that filter there is a Fluval 306, and I'm going to try somehow to link this and that together to create UV circulation to clear the 400 litre tank. Because what you'll find, it's pretty dirty now because I've just fed them. But on the glass, constant algae growth. I don't know if you can actually see it there. One of the ideas I had, you see this 1927mm pipe here. I've just pushed the fluval pipe in it, as is like that. Now, when I blew on one end, it seemed to sort of make the noise at the other end of the pipe, which might be a good sign, which means it seals. What I'm going to do, just to be doubly sure, I'm going to put this 1927 millimetre pipe in hot water and try to push this bit of pipe here as far into it as possible. And the idea is that will go on here. I'll then use Jubilee clip to secure it. And if I'm very lucky, it'll work. If I'm normally lucky, it won't work. Good thing about this unit is these little hanging brackets. That was my dinner. There. And there. And what I'll do is I'll undo the unit here and here and there and screw it from the inside and then put this casing back on afterwards, and that way there's no guessing where the screws go. Okay, so now remove the screws. Just expose the chassis underneath. Don't lose the screws. And basically, that's what it is. You've just got, it's like a PVC pipe with the bulb inside. It's connected there. And the other end of the connector is there. And there's your ballast. Very, very simple design. Ensure that basically all of this, just before you set up, because obviously I've got other things that be leaking. I'll just want to make sure that this doesn't. So I'll double check these. They got to be super tight. As long as they're hand tight, it'll be fine. I'm not too sure what the seal's about, but there you go. And that gives me access to the mounting holes. There and there. Okay. So put a screw up on the top, one down below, and secure the unit now. Now what I'll do is I'll put the outer casing on it. Right. Screw them in. So do this one-handed. There. So, one there, one there. Unit is fitted. Now, the next stage is fitting the piping. Okay, what I need to do is basically map out where the pipes are going to be relative to the UV unit and how they're going to go into the tank. So let me get the bits and pieces together and try working it out. Okay, so I thought I'd secure these on first, the sections of pipe, before I start mapping it out. And I was supposed to heat these up first, then put the pipe in there, but we'll do something with that in a minute. Let's get the valve on the top here, map out and see basically, and cut the pipe according to where it's going to go. Okay, so then this little makeshift intake there. Now put a bit of plumber's tape on the end of that, so when I push the pipe up on it, you create a better seal. Remember, like, if you got too many air gaps, and then it won't prime. It will just cause you a headache every time you need to clean the filter out itself. Now, something I want to just show is obviously, that's my foot. Obviously is we're going to basically, instead of pulling through the UV, that's my foot again. Instead of pulling through the UV, we're going to be pushing through the UV. Right? Why, you ask? Is because obviously the whole reason I didn't go for a pump and then just basically circulate the pump from the tank into the UV is I wanted the water to be filtered. I didn't want the water to be dirty that's circulating through it. I wanted it to be clean. So I've put sponges and stuff and filter floss into this, so it'll be pulling and cleaning the water before actually pushing through. Now, like I said, any connection I do, I put a bit of plumber's tape on it, and I put a little Jubilee clip on it as well, just so I can try to get rid of any air gaps and stuff like that, which is not so much of a problem on the downpipe. It's not going to really leak. It's the pipe pushing up that we might get a leak. So let's connect it up and see what happens. Okay, so before I put the UV on, I'll try to draw in some water. That's what I've done. Put a little intake there, my outtake over there, or my outlet over there. See, what I need to do now is see if I can draw water through the system. It's quite a leaky filter. Come on. Don't worry, that's water going up. Shouldn't be any leaks. So if it doesn't draw, there's something to do with the primer itself. Saying that helps if you open that up. There we go. Come on. Eee. That's a good sign. Alright, wait for it to fill up. Okay, it's full. Now, I'm going to start it up, make sure there's no leaks. Okay, at the moment, just waiting for the 306 to get rid of its air, sort itself out, just messing about with it until I see it actually kick off on the top. Then I know that the water's circulating. Look, at the time being, it's doing this. Okay, well, state of affairs is this. If you check it out there, you find you get air bubbles and it's gulping air from somewhere, which is why it's not kicking off. That'll become a big air bubble, that'll drain down. That's probably about the most full it's been. So I think I'm going to call it a day, because to be honest I'm not really happy with it being like that. Come on. No, see? So yeah, I'll shut it down for now and tackle it tomorrow. Okay, so next morning I decided to ditch the Eheim and use the 2000 EF or the Sun, I think is it the 304B. The reason being is because I just wasn't happy with the fittings onto the unit and the potential of leaking. I'm a little bit dubious about this kink here. I'm going to obviously check that out. Hopefully it'll be fine. I think it's pretty secure on there. And yeah, I'm going to fire it up, see what happens. What a donut. I ended up putting the wrong pipe to the wrong place and wondered why it wasn't priming. What an idiot. So, take two. Right, I just switched it on. Okay, so far so good. We don't appear to be having any leaks. I've switched on the unit. Let's see the lights on. Apparently I've been told if you've got a light on, it means the bulb's working. To what level or intensity should I say, I'm not sure. Probably the best thing is to buy a new bulb, then you know that it's fine. So at the moment I've just gone about the tank, scrape the glass, take off any excess algae. So normally within a day or two I would get something on the glass. So I'll be back in a couple of days and tell you my findings. But on top of that, I'd just like to point out, last night, this was one of the original filters on this tank. Now this tank I think now is over filtered for what I've got. I mean these guys are around about 2.5–3 inches of size each, you know, which I'm really proud of. I mean these are the first bunch of African cichlids I grew from Fry, and they're doing great. His colour's beautiful. I've got this dude from Maidenhead Aquatics in St Albans, got a really good selection of fish all the time. This guy in Swallows in Rayleigh, it's absolutely beautiful. And I think I've got this guy from Tisbury's in Note Hill, along with this guy down here. But yeah, it originally just had an FX4 and the 2000 EF all ponds, or I think it's a Sun 304B. Now, last night I basically installed the FX4 on the inside, and I had another FX4 donated to me, which is really kind of them. And yeah, so now I've got two FX4s running on this tank, which is almost a 120 gallon tank. I think it's 118, I think it is. So in theory, and I've got a mixture of Biohome Ultimate, Cyperax, Alpha Grog. I have pumice in there. See, the purpose of this filter now, not just filtration of the tank, but because it's also got quite a diverse amount of media in there as well, which I like because it means different flows and different opportunities for different bacteria to form. And what I'm trying to do is future-proof the tank to ensure that basically there's that these guys, as they grow, and they can grow as big as they can, and I'll never have ammonia blooms. You know, everything will be, all the levels will be always constant, which is like brilliant. But yeah, I mean, so far so good. Everyone seems pretty healthy, especially this guy. Really liking the way he's colouring up recently. And if I go round, this guy over here, these two here are basically fight to be tank boss. They're the two biggest. Got this one in the background here. I believe that's a female, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's a female giraffe as far as I know. You've got the subdominant males as well. I believe they're red empresses, but I'm not too sure. I'm still learning about the whole different species. But guaranteed, this guy is really not a nice fish. He's a proper bully. But yeah. Yeah, at the end of the day, all of these guys are going to grow, fingers crossed, up to about 6 inches plus. So having this amount of fish in the tank, I want the filtration to be more than adequate. To me, always over-filtrate. Yeah? Over-filtration will guarantee you good levels and no accidental mishaps. Now, as far as the actual installation of the UV, really good. Very easy. If you'd gone on my channel before, you see me installing the Eheim UV, which I found a little bit frustrating, to be honest. The way that went together. This was a lot more easier, but plus I wasn't trying to put this inside a cupboard, which obviously helps. But I'll be back in a couple of days and see if it actually if it's worked. Because there's always the whole thing that maybe I might need another bulb if it's not strong enough. Because the whole idea of using the fluval is less flow, more chance of the UV to actually burn through the algae or parasites or whatever's in the thing. Now with that, it's supposed to have a flow rate of 2000. The unit is designed for optimum 1400. In all fairness, when that filter is full of media and all the rest of it, it's got a real world push of 1300, which kind of puts it in the middle. So swings and roundabouts, I'm hoping that it all levels out. But end of the day, the tank will tell me. The tank will talk. The tank will tell me. Yeah, so I'll join you in a couple of days, let you know my findings. Okay, it's the next morning. I have got a little bit of algae, but normally I have a lot more. I don't know if you can actually see it on the glass. There. Now, possibly the reason being is either I missed it when I was cleaning the glass, and it's there from then, but normally on the back glass here, I would have some sort of algae spots growing, which is not now. I think when I can actually be bothered, I'll basically put on another filter onto the UV, which is still going very well. That can basically slow it down that much more. But as a whole, the filter upgrade, which is definitely an upgrade, even though the biomedia capacity is less, I would definitely say that the mechanical filtration is a lot more. And now that I've got 2 FX4s and the Sun or the All Ponds running on it, I've got near on 10 times turnover, which is optimum. I mean, they're 2,650 litres per hour. In the real world, about 1,700. And the All Ponds is down as 2,000. In the real world, 1,300. So, obviously, that's 2,400, 2,700, 3,700, and it's 400 litre capacity, you know, after displacement. And to be honest, it's given me it's a lot less particles, but I think ultimately what's going to end up happening with this tank is I'm going to end up taking all the substrate out and trying some other substrate in there, which is going to be a pain in the backside. But that's for another video, another time. Also, because of all the filter inlets and outlets, See the way that the lid doesn't close now? So that's going to have to be addressed. Get saw or something out, I don't know, and fix that. But I think I'll have another little clean of the glass, monitor the algae growth. So guys, what is my verdict on the Vecton? Let me have a look at that. Yes, the Vecton 400 UV light. Pretty good. Pretty good. Seems to be doing the job. A hell of a lot easier than the. The other just stuck on my words. Hell of a lot easier to install than the Eheim. But again, like I said further down in the video, it's not being stuck into a cupboard, which was very difficult. Instead, it's on this wood flooring, which makes you slide about. But hey, swings and roundabouts. As a whole, the whole thing was a lot easier to do. So yeah, a big thumbs up. Definitely recommend. And hopefully my video helped. Like and subscribe. Share the video. Comments as well, please. And yeah, please, if you're watching the video, subscribe to the channel. We get quite a lot of views on the content, but no subscribers, or like 1 or 2 subscribers per month. I'm being noticed by YouTube creators, but obviously without the subscriptions, it's really the channel really doesn't go anywhere. And ultimately, what I'd like to do is expand the channel into something a lot more. You know, I'd like to produce a lot more content. I'm going to need money for that. For the money, I need views and I need subscriptions. But anyhow, please help support the channel, like and subscribe, and I'll always endeavour to create more and more content for you guys to watch. So thank you very much. Take care, guys. And I need a catchphrase. I need some sort of catchphrase. What's Ohio Fish Rescue? Stay fishy, my friends. Something like that. Anyone got an idea? Put a comment down of what the catchphrase could be. But from Tash and Tiger Tropics, see you later on. Is that it?